Arthur the Rat. Once there was a young rat named Arthur who could never make up his mind. Whenever his friends asked him if he would like to go out with them, he would only answer, "I don't know." He wouldn't say yes or no either. He would always shirk making a choice. His Aunt Helen said to him, "Now look here. No one is going to care for you if you carry on like this. You have no more mind than a blade of grass." One rainy day, the rats heard a great noise in the loft. The pine rafters were all rotten, so that the barn was rather unsafe. At last, the joists gave away and fell to the ground. The walls shook, and all the rats' hair stood on end with fear and horror. "This won't do," said the captain. "I'll send out scouts to search for a new home." Within 5 hours, the 10 scouts came back and said, "We found a stone house where there is room and board for all of us. There's a kindly horse named Nellie, a cow, a calf, and a garden with an elm tree." The rats crawled out of their little houses and stood on the floor in a long line. Just then the old one saw Arthur. "Stop," he ordered coarsely. You're coming, of course." "I'm not certain," said Arthur, undaunted. "The roof may not come down yet." "Well," said the angry old rat, "we can't wait for you to join us. Right about face. March." Arthur stood and watched them hurry away. "I think I'll go tomorrow," he calmly said to himself. "But then again, I don't know. It's so nice and snug here." That night there was a big crash. In the morning, some men with some boys and girls rode up and looked at the barn. One of them moved a board, and he saw a young rat, quite dead, half in and half out of his hole. Thus the shirker got his due. Kit. The quick little kittens think it's bit a pretty big fish. Dress. Many of Jeff's best friends slept in mesh tents in pleasant weather. Trap. The harrowing black cat dashes at any man and lands on the plaid carriage. Lot. The honest swan stops and acknowledges the fox dodging the bothered wasp. Strut. Mother loves butter that comes from the southern countryside. Foot. The butcher should put the pudding in the wooden nook to cook. Bath. Can't half the staff ask to transfer to the enchanted castle in France. Cloth. Lawrence often offers Ross a Florida orange and horribly strong, frothy Boston coffee. Nurse. The early bird preferred the earthly worm. Fleece. This unique machines teach people to speak and reason. Face. The raven waits until late day for the great wave to break. Palm. Father and Ma said to calm the facade in the Nevada Plaza. Thought. The small walrus caught the hawk in the salty water. Goat. The rose slowly grows in Owen's old grove. Goose. Beautiful music booms and humans move to the groove. Price. The shy writer types at night to fight the silence in my mind. Choice. The spoiled boy hoists the toy from the soil. Mouth. Mountains of flowers crowd the grounds about the house. Near. Deirdre's fear seriously interferes with her ideal careers. Square. Beware of scarce fairies, rare mares, and scary prairie bears. Start. The Sahara Party marvels at the far star on the safari. North. Laura's warm aura reforms Thor's horse for the important war. Force. The adorable boar snores hoarsely and notoriously hoards imported pork. Cure. The tourist endures rural tours of Europe and procures gourmet bourbon. Happy, the coffee, salami, spaghetti, and macaroni are ready. Letter, the sugar covers tiger's whiskers, comma, Bertha's and Cinderella's saga is a dream. R, L, ing, th.
You can just do the R one first, yeah.
Oh, you want me to read it as well? Oh, okay. R, Richard, Wilbur, and Harry are running around the treacherous river. L, Linda and Ali pull belly muscles, laughing laboriously. Ing, the singing mockingbird is swinging on the ring and dings the awning. The thespians gather and breathe 3 authentic breaths together. Harry and Hilary happily harvest heaps of herbs behind the beehive. Yod, the cute, dutiful blue cuckoo resumes cueing suitable tunes enthusiastically. W, Will and Drew whistle when the wind blows between whimsical weeping willows. Ing, Miss Fanning is walking and hiking in Wyoming. S, Susie lives in her sister's house on Easy Street with her Sesame cats and Siberian husky dogs.
Gender.
Female.
How do you identify your race and ethnicity?
Race, I'm Black or African American. Ethnicity, I'm Somali.
How old are you currently?
19.
What year were you born?
2003.
Where were you born?
Somalia.
Where have you lived and how long did you live there?
I lived in Somalia about 5 years. I lived in Ethiopia about 2 years. And I've been in Minnesota since...
And where in Minnesota?
Eden Prairie, Minnesota. It's a suburb of Minneapolis.
Where were you raised?
I would say mainly Minnesota.
What languages do you speak?
I speak Somali and English.
When did you learn these languages?
I learned Somali whenever I started speaking, and I learned English when I was 7.
If you could... Oh, wait. Okay, never mind.
You learned English in the U.S.?
Yeah, when I got here.
Mm-hmm.
What is the extent of your education right now?
I'm in my 2nd year of college.
What is your occupation?
I'm a student mainly.
What is the occupation of your parents or caregivers?
My mom takes care of my disabled brother, and my dad does like architecture kind of.
What are you majoring in?
I'm studying marketing, international business, and developmental economics.
And how come?
I'm studying those because it's a long story. Do you want to hear it? Okay. Basically, when we got to the U.S., when I was living in Somalia, we lived in a very agricultural area. And in that area, we depended on, I guess, our crops and our animals to survive, like most people do in Somalia or East Africa. And when I came to the U.S., they started experiencing a lot of climate change issues like droughts and floods and just really anything, really bad famine. And so my goal is to help not just Somalia, but all underdeveloped countries that depend on agriculture. I want to help them build their economies through their own businesses and learn business. My friend is from this little small part of Guatemala, and her family was facing the same thing a few years back when I was speaking to her. And so it's really sad, and it's really not their doing either. They don't really contribute much to climate change, but they're the ones that are taking on all the struggles of it. So my goal is to study marketing and international business so I can go back and teach them how to help develop their economies through their own businesses and practices without bringing like capitalism or anything like that to them. And so that's why I'm studying developmental economics. It focuses on underdeveloped countries' economies, and I just like marketing and international business, so I can go internationally. But I also have to build myself up before I do that. So I hope to feed into capitalism first, and then go and do some good. So you asked me a question in English. I say it in Somali and then tell you what I said in English. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Okay. Could you tell me a moment or a life-changing moment?
Waxaan u malaynaya waxay ahayd maalintii aan halkan imi wadankan. Waa maalintii ugu horeysay oo aan arkay gobolka Minnesota la yiraahdo aan imi. Waxaan arkay baraf. Weligay anigu maan arkin baraf. Waxaan arkay dad cadaan ah. Weligay maan arkin dad cadaan ah. Maalintaasi waa maalin aad ii bedeshay. Waxaana la joogay walaalahaygii iyo waalidkaygii oo waxay ahayd maalin anagoo dhani wax cusub aanu aragnay. So I said it was the first day we came to Minnesota, and it was in the middle of January, and it was snowing, and it was our first time, my whole family and I, it was our first time ever seeing snow. And it was also our first time ever seeing white people. So so we were all like, oh my God. And it was fun to like experience it together because we were all like looking at each other's reactions and stuff.
Okay. Thank you very much.